The unit down here is variable speed and it's very quiet. Our old air handler that we had down here, you could hear it running and it made lots of noise. About all you hear on this thing is the actual air passing through the unit. You don't hear the fan, you don't hear anything if you want to listen. That noise you're hearing is just the sound of the wind. Yesterday when we hooked it up, we thought we had a big problem because when it was in the cool mode on the thermostat, it was blowing hot air. And we thought there was a big problem, didn't know what it was, called Mr. Cool, or we got ours from Ingram's down there in Hickory, Kentucky as well. But Ingram's first thing right off the bat, he said, you have your O/B on your thermostat in the wrong position. It's on O now, which means it's going to run in cold mode, but you want the default to be running in hot mode because it switches from cold to hot, and ours doesn't go from cold to hot, it goes from hot to cold. So you had to have it running in B mode. So after we fixed that, we got us a new Wi-Fi thermostat hooked in up there. We can show you a picture of that. We tried the Mr. Cool one, but they say the Wi-Fi doesn't work on it, and we were having problems. It wouldn't work, so we're going to send that back and get our money back. And we found one at Home Depot for like $56, and it was a Honeywell. So I'll give you directions to that one. And it has all the wires you need. It has the C, which is a common wire. Most thermostats do not have that C wire, that common wire that generates the thermostat up there. It gives it 24 volts. So we're happy that we found the right one, and it's working perfectly. We did have an issue. I've got the front off our breaker box over there, which looks like an octopus. But anyway, we had an issue with a bad breaker. Sometimes you can have a bad breaker. And since we had a bad breaker, we decided to go get the correct one. So now we have a 15 on our 2-ton unit, and we have a 20 on the outdoor condenser unit because they said don't go over 20. I think it's 18 is what they wanted on the outdoor, but that's 20. And they said that this is a 15 because there's a 15 amp fuse on the motherboard on the air handler. So we got the right ones in there so we don't burn anything up. And this great big dude up here is for our auxiliary heat. We won't turn that on until winter because we don't need it. We've got a 60 here, and over here on the wall of the unit, you have a 45. So there's already, so it's like a breaker. But anyway, we got it there. And there's our screwball thermostat wire until we get that replaced. And when I got a longer one, we'll run it after the house gets cooled off, and we'll run it through this hole over here. So they'll both go in and it'll follow right along these lines and go out through the wall instead of dangling down here precariously. So thanks for the shouts, and let us know what you think. But if you got any questions, I can tell you as a handyman who kind of jerry-rigs most of my things in life, this thing went together really well. So if you got any questions, give us a holler.